Hello, and welcome to The Dirt and the Divine. I'm Krisha Young, your executive growth strategist, author, and your guide to breaking patterns, reclaiming your power, and living a fully aligned, turned on life. This podcast is built on the truth that every extraordinary life is a mix of the messy and the magnificent. And in these solo episodes, I'm bringing you raw, real, and deeply transformative insights from my own journey, lessons in love, success, sales, magnetism, and breaking free from the lies that keep us small. These are the conversations that will shift your energy, crack open your awareness, and help you step fully into your most authentic, powerful self. Because when you really understand your patterns, when you rewrite your truth and start leading with desire instead of fear, life becomes deliciously effortless. So let's dive in, because the dirt and the divine, they're both part of the magic. And just a quick note that this podcast is for general discussion only and is not a substitute for therapy, legal, or professional advice. Hello, everyone. This is Krisha Young, as I've already introduced myself. And I wanted to simply, in today's episode, introduce you to the podcast. This is season 2. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about, how it came to be, why it's here, why you should listen or watch, and what's coming up for you in season 2. So this was a COVID project of mine in 2020, 2021, where I was having these really amazing conversations with like my friends. And we were just like talking about all of these like super cool experiences, like spiritual and entrepreneurial and growth and performance type conversations. And I was like, oh my gosh, we need to record these and put it out there for everybody else to listen to. And so that's precisely what I did. The name, The Dirt and the Divine, just kind of came to me. And immediately I was like, okay, that's the name of the podcast. And at that particular time, I reached out to my community and I was just like, hey, I've got this idea for a podcast. What do you think? Do you want to be a guest? And tons of people raise their hands. And so you can watch the last season and see all of the amazing episodes there, from my friends, from colleagues, from clients, from strangers, people I didn't even know, who I had the best time interviewing and learning more about how they journeyed from the dirt to the divine. So what does that even mean? It means, when we're in it, and when I talk about it, I'm talking from the emotional perspective. So I am, I'm a mindset coach, and I work predominantly with professionals, men, women, doctors, lawyers, real estate investors, coaches, like entrepreneurs or whatnot, who like high performing individuals who are on the journey seeking inner peace, inner truth, alignment, balance, to feel really good about themselves, to go after the bigger things in life, but to do it in a way that feels really good. They don't want to be burnt out. They don't want to people please anymore. They don't want to end up looking back at their life going, how did I get here and why am I here? They want to have really great, juicy, hot, sexy relationships. They want to feel juicy and hot um, in their own skin, and super confident, right? And so the flavor and the premise of this podcast is to bring you like stories and inspiration on people who once upon a time didn't feel great, just like internally, emotionally, physically, mentally, did not feel good for one reason or another, and decided to embark on, for lack of a better term, a spiritual journey, right? An inside job, um, looking at the patterns that kept them stuck and small, and really like tuning into their intuition and to their soul, right? Men and women alike. And what that really means. What does it really mean? Because I think that personal development has a bit of a bad rap out there. And that's mostly due to what could be considered bypassing. And what that means is that we're not really looking under the hood of what's really going on. And so it's like, let's pretend everything is okay and that, the problems don't exist, and, this fake happiness or fake joy or whatever. And it's like, no, that's not what's going to happen here. What's going to happen here is that we're a huge advocate for joy. We're a huge advocate for alignment and living from your soul. However, if you're here or where I was and all of my guests were at a place of like, I'm nowhere near feeling joyful. I'm like beside myself, feeling like crap about myself right now. The journey from here to here, it's a hero's journey. It's something that you embark on and you decide, this is what I want. I want to feel aligned. I want to feel joyful. I want to feel happy. I want to feel content with life. And I want to feel like I'm in my purpose. And so that journey, if you've already been on it, you already know, woohoo, buckle up, because it's confronting to see the truth of who you are and how you show up, and it's challenging to move through the ego and move through the different patterns. And especially when it's like hard to see what they are when they're in our unconscious or subconscious or whatever you want to call it, whatever terminology you want to use. But you know what? It's so possible and it's so worth it. And it's why I call this the dirt and the divine, because you're in the dirt. And then when you get through all of that, it's divinity, it's divine, it feels so spectacular. And so I'm really excited to share a new season with you with a bunch of really cool, awesome guests. Some of the topics that we're going to cover here are leading life from your soul, the dangers of seeking love externally, right? Human design for wealth. If you're not familiar with what human design is, stay tuned, because there's going to be a few episodes on this magnificent tool that I use in my coaching practice. And the art of being a turned on woman, which is also good for dudes too, if you want to listen. This is a unisex podcast, so for men, women, and everything in between. And it is a judgment-free zone, and somewhere that we just want to really have a good time and encourage each other to be empowered, in our own selves, and be compassionate with wherever we are on our journey right now. So I'm really excited for season 2 to be released, for all of these amazing, brilliant guests who are just so spectacular in their own journey, in their own businesses, in their own lives, share with you their wisdom. And I'll be doing my own solo episodes and sharing with you my journey and my story, and more about that as well. And I really encourage you to share this podcast with anybody that you think could benefit from it, to like, to subscribe, and to even leave a review, so that more and more people can find out about it. So if you watch it and you're like, dang, this is awesome, please do those things. If you don't like it, okay, that's cool. No big deal. Just move on. And I'm sure you'll find something else that you like. But thank you for at least trying and being here, and giving me a little bit of a chance. All right. So I'm Krisha Young, and thank you so much for being here. If you want to know more about me personally, you can find me at www.krishayoung.com. You can also find me on Instagram at the Krisha Young, Facebook Krisha Young, and LinkedIn Krisha Young, and YouTube Krisha Young. Luckily, I have a unique name that I was able to get it across the board. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.